Yeah, and I guess if you coming out of death row camp, y'all were
Now I ain't got
legendary
nothing to
for
do
her.
with Death Row Camp.
I mean,
I ain't never made a dime at Death Row. I
no, I
put
know
work
that,
in at Death Row.
but you've been around. You seen how, like, you know what I mean? Like, so
Death Row ain't gave me none of my resources, bro.
no, not that, but I'm saying like this. You
Death
had
Row
the.
ain't gave me none of my resources, bro.
Oh, you ain't pick up no habits from there. That's what
And
I'm
all
saying.
I
Like,
learned is what not to do because I watched him lose 800 million. I
got you,
never
got
made
you.
one dime out of Death Row, not a one.
But you seem like a smart dude. I know you was around soaking up game though.
What game was to soak up? This idiot didn't want to utilize the distribution he had with Koch, the motherfuckers he sold half his catalog to, because he had pride and he wanted to be back on the Universal Music distribution, and he would just not distribute if he couldn't get up on the Universal. But you just sold your catalog to a motherfucking indie distribution company that you get 5% royalty kickback everything that goes through there on top of whatever your split would have been. But guess what? He opted to not ever put out music again, and the company's tanked.
So from the outside looking in, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously you on the inside.
Death
It,
Row was bankrupt 2004, 2005. It was
no,
over with.
got you. But I'm saying like this: it is Suge is looked at like at least a black man that went into the music industry and was trying to do things for
And he
black
owned his
people.
masters, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what they was trying to like. I don't know.
No,
That's
he
what.
don't own none of
I'm
that
talking about
shit.
when he first
That's
started. He
crazy.
ain't owned the masters or not.
He did it first. He
That's
lost it all.
crazy. Like for instance, because when I was
He lost it all because he said he was too gangster to go to civil court. That ain't gangster. So when he didn't show up in civil court, he lost by default.
What?
The first half, the,
yo,
the
you
first
can't.
half of the catalog he sold to Koch Records. The second half of the catalog he lost by default to a
Bro, wait a
Canadian
minute.
lady.
Didn't Suge go
Hold
to
on, bro.
college?
Hold on, bro. That means he was a football player. They ain't had to go to school to play football. The second half of the catalog he lost to a Canadian lady, right? Koch Records, who we sold the first half of the catalog to, was then bought out by E1, a Canadian company. They turned around, contacted a Canadian lady, and bought her half out and owned 100% of the Death Row catalog. This is why I controlled the Death Row catalog for the last 10 years.
Hold on. You said you control it?
Yes. The last 10 years, I oversaw that catalog. I went to the vault, the music, all that. I actually had an open project. I just never put it out. I took a bunch of unreleased songs and shit, flipped the beats and changed the production, opened them up, and I was going to add features of little young niggas of the day.
What about Snoop
Me and
Dogg?
Stack Paul was
I
doing it.
thought I thought he owned something too.
That's as of right now. Snoop just acquired it like 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh,
6 months ago, whatever. He
So
just got
Snoop
that.
owns the Death Row catalog.
Yeah. I
Yo,
was talking to Snoop the whole step of the way. But here goes the thing: the Death Row catalog he owns ain't really the Death Row catalog that it was. And when I was talking to the label and I seen the play, I told him sell him mother. Death Row catalog was doing 12 million a year, right? That's what he was doing. But um, by the time Snoop came to acquire it, 85% of that 12 million was Tupac songs and Dr. Dre's catalog. That's within Death Row catalog, right? Right? Dr. Dre's 20 year was up. So when his 20 year was up, all his masters went back to him, right? They lost that, and they lost to the Tupac estate that they had been fighting in court for like 8 or 9 years. So the Tupac shit is gone, and the Dr. Dre shit is gone. So the catalog he acquired is like 15% of what it was. Great
So
move
who
for
got
Snoop Dogg because Snoop Dogg Masters is still in that catalog. And then Snoop having the Death Row name and all that shit.
Tupac and Drake catalog right now, like currently?
Drake Drake catalog went back to him because 20 years was up. And Tupac catalog went back to the attorney that owns the estate.
yo, what's
How that
crazy is
nigga
this?
blow? How you fuck up an $800 million empire though? That's crazy.
How much money you think went through Suge's
Eight
hands,
hundred
Black?
That's what
million.
he
He
said.
fucked off 800 million. And let me tell you what else is crazy with this old weird ass nigga. You know the trucker he always talking about,
No.
right?
But go ahead.
He refers to me as the trucker, right?
Okay.
So riddle me this back, man. If you the music mogul and I'm the trucker, but the trucker had to be the one you call to bury your mama because you broke, then who's what? Is it the music mogul or the trucker? Bankrupt music mogul versus the trucker you had to call to bury your mother, my nigga. I'm kind of confused on where you going with
This is
this
when he
shit.
was incarcerated.
Yeah, I wouldn't give a fuck. When I was incarcerated, I took care of my family. What that meant?
No, I was just that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you. So you remember when Scott Storch was in L.A. or you didn't really fuck with Suge then?
Yeah, what you mean? I used to go to Scott Storch's house every week.
All right, so look,
That's
I used
family.
to fuck with Scott Storch heavy, right?
What year
So
you talking about? You talking about when he was living over in Encino with Flo, or what
no,
you
no,
talking
no,
about?
Mount Laurel Canyon, Mount Summit, those
Oh yeah,
spots.
that's the little Kenya house. Yeah,
Yeah, Suge used to live in there, that same spot.
yeah,
So
that's back when you probably saw an Armenian dude named Speedy around all the time.
yeah,
That's my man. That's my
and
guy.
and Raul,
That's my guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
Raul from Terror Squad. I remember one Christmas Eve we was partying at Scott's house, right?
But even then, Suge was broke. That's when he was playing the fake Scott Storch manager,
Yeah,
right?
So
You
Scott
talking
came.
about when he came over there and tried to whoop Scott's ass that time?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what's going on. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna
We
tell you
was like,
before you tell me.
yo, I was like, yo, the nigga walked in the house. He had like
Mm-hmm.
a Santa Claus hat on with potluck. I mean, not potluck,
He was
gumbo.
fucked up. He was fucked up.
Yeah, he was like, Merry Christmas. We was like, is that Suge Knight? What the
Wait,
He was
fuck?
Scott Storch
fucked up.
wasn't broke?
Scott
No,
Storch
that's
was broke.
Scott Storch. Suge. Suge was broke as a motherfucker.
But Scott Storch, I don't know, he was working with Suge. I don't know what happened, but I know
Nah,
Jeremy
Suge
Green.
called himself managing them and all this shit. That shit wasn't gonna go right, and it didn't go right. So when Scott tried to pull out, he tried to go over there with the pressure move, and Scott got up out of there and ended up back in Miami, and then worked his way back to LA after the
It was
fact.
Steve LaBelle, right? Steve LaBelle was with him. Steve
But
LaBelle's
Steve
managing
LaBelle just a runner guy. He ain't the manager.
Yeah, so that's when the first time I met Suge. I
Scott
was like,
back in Miami now. He back on the East Coast now, on the
oh,
South.
yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was in LA. I thought he was back in LA.
Nah, he been gone for about a couple years, about a year or something, year or two.
Oh, all right, yeah. Because that's when I was like, I remember I was talking to Suge and I was asking him, he's telling us stories. And he was like, you know what I mean? Like he was telling us that he still owned all the masters and all that stuff at that point.
Oh, none of that shit. That shit been gone.
What's crazy is, and I asked him, I said, man,
He ain't owned that shit since 2000, boom, 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 5 or 6. I had a Berkeley Benz, 500 spree wheels, low on. Yeah, 05, 06, it been gone. Out of here. Gone. Company, all that gone. You don't remember when they tried to change it from Death Row to Del Row?
no, I never even heard of that.
DA Row.
Some inspiration like a kid in the womb. I'm a motherfucking god. Bury me in the tomb with all my possessions, gold chains and my weapons. Make sure my kids eat, even if they want seconds. Had to teach them to fight, Mortal Kombat, Tekken. And if it get rough, use the Smithy and the Wesson. All my life chasing green. If it needed addressing, I'm equipped with a blick. If it's ever in question, I done killed more niggas than Carnage, Billy Bedlam. They only eat cause I'm letting them.